So if you've been paying attention to my channel, you may have noticed that somehow I got almost 200 subscribers in the last 5 months without even uploading. Now in the 5 months I was gone, God basically told me he can give me hundreds of thousands of subscribers more or take them away, and the choice is mine. So there's going to be a couple of changes I'm making to my videos going forward. Starting off with toxicity, which for the sake of this video I'm going to define as behavior that degrades the environment around it. And obviously I'm not talking about the physical environment, but more the people that your words impact. And I mean, maybe it's text. I don't think people actually speak in Northwind, but same thing. And I'm not talking about competition in games where one side can only win if the other loses. I'm talking about unnecessary words and actions, for example stuff like trying to hurt people, shouting loser in the chat, or general behavior that just isn't sportsmanlike. Well, I've never really been toxic. I'm giving this point to help explain further points and also to help fix one of the many problems in the Northwind community by choosing not to tolerate toxic behavior in videos and comments and likewise. Next up is swearing, and I want to clarify, I'm not saying everyone who swears is necessarily toxic, but this is just a separate topic. For this I'll be defining swearing as using the typical words that would normally be censored, and a few others I'll explain later. While it is true the Bible written in Aramaic, Greek, and Hebrew thousands of years ago doesn't actually mention specific English words, it does say honor your parents, and I happen to know that quite a large portion of parents in Europe and North America don't want their kids swearing, so neither will I. And while I again don't swear and haven't, I have now decided that I'm also going to take down most comments with swearing in them. I generally go out of my way to not delete more debate-esque content to make sure that either side is heard. The one phrase not typically considered swearing that I will is "oh my god," because generally there's no use in Northwind that warrants carrying God's title. And for the crowd that says, "oh, but I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in a god whose name to carry, so I can say it as much as I want." Well, there's no reason ever to say it, since 1, they don't believe in a god in the first place, so why would you reference him, and 2, the word my implies that not only does a god exist, but in some way he belongs to you. So, you know, at best they're just wasting their vocal cords, so I'll help them out and not have them waste their vocal cords. Or maybe it's fingers, I don't know, typing in Northwind, same thing. Anyways, another change I'm making is to do with music. While I don't have any lyrical music in any of my videos, I've decided that even including instrumentals, I'm only going to use songs that I would be okay with listening to the lyrical versions of, inevitably including instrumental songs in videos and crediting the artists to promote the lyrical versions of the song. So people are going to go listen to it anyway. So I'm not just talking about specific words that would be considered swearing, but any words, phrases, or sentences that would bypass the heart of my rules on language, even if you use entirely clean words, you can still spread hate and toxicity. Given my choice to consecrate these aspects of my videos, it inevitably brings up the question of collaboration with others who don't share the same standards. Now, first I need to define collaboration, and for this video I'm just going to define it as a video where I specifically and intentionally include some other content maker as a main part of the video. If some YouTuber ends up in a video because they just happen to be there, or more probably intend to find me, then I'm not going to censor their username or black out their character or anything. But I'm not going to go out of my way to feature other people who are swearing everywhere while making dirty jokes left and right, simultaneously playing music with destructive themes. I'm just not going to do that or promote that, since when I choose to collaborate, I'm inevitably promoting their content, so I'm just not going to do that. Oh, but you're missing zillions of subscribers. Well, come see how much better God does than collabs. And the biggest point I overlooked a number of times and really haven't thought much about is the native class. Now my problem isn't with the native class specifically as much with the native insurance and travel system, where in order to protect weapons from being looted as a native, instead of an insurance system like the colonists have, you need to use a totem pole, which if you ask the NPC on Rupert sitting next to it, he will tell you that it is to commune with the spirits, and that it is a spirit being, which go against commands against having any other gods and commands against having anything to do with witchcraft. Now, it's not some special way that idols are magically created physically, but it's the image we choose to make, so whether an idol is on-screen or real-life totem pole, this command still applies. However, I noticed it was possible to use the colonist boats to travel as a native. So in the event that I choose to play as a native and just don't insure any weapons or use totem poles for travel, I can still technically use it, but at that point it's more economical just to play as a colonist. So it only makes sense for specific challenges where I need extra stamina or to use a bow. Another point that I also know is that if I don't address it here, some keyboard warrior in the comments is going to say that you can't kill a Northwind because there is a thou shalt not kill commandment. But upon further inspection, you'll find the word used there doesn't mean kill as we would take it today, but murder, the difference being murder's unjustified ending of a human life. However, all of this is irrelevant because when you use the term kill in Northwind, you're not even referring to the ending of any life. When I pull a Northwind trigger, I'm aware that there's no real bullet being fired, no real human is being hit, and no real life is being taken. So the do not murder command is a commandment that only really applies to specific physical actions, so clicking a mouse button doesn't accomplish the same thing in this case. Now, if you've watched this far, it's likely that you're interested in my videos or you want to see where they're going, so why not subscribe for more? Also, just as a little Easter egg, since you're here all the way at the end of the video, upon researching for this video, I found an NPC bounty on Viewfield that was added recently. It looks very similar to a certain character appearing in the thumbnail of a certain 2023 video. Not only that, but the name of the native I've been using all the way up to 6 months ago was named Grey Wolf, and the NPC on Buviel in true Chinese knockoff fashion is named White Fox. A very similar color and a very similar animal and very similar clothing. So, in other words, Chinese knockoff Candy Power is now an official Northwind NPC. People keep asking when the next Northwind video is coming out, and I'm busy with a lot of stuff right now, so it might be kind of slow. But it will be out somewhat soon, like in a couple of days. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.